What's good, planet Earth? Welcome to the channel. I'm Charlie, and thank you for coming along for a video. Today I've got a request from Debbie via PayPal, and she's asked me to take a look at a couple of things, actually. So this is going to be a double reaction, the first of which is going to be Paul Kelly with Kev Carmody. Is it Carmody or is it Carmody? I think it's Carmody. Singing a song called From Little Things, Big Things Grow, right? So Debbie's told me a little bit about this song, and I'm just going to read it to you. She says the song is about Vincent Lingiari, a First Nation leader, and Gough Whitlam, previous Prime Minister of ours. Every lyric in this song is so important, she says. So it sounds like this one's going to be pretty deep, pretty powerful. So yeah, the first one's going to be this live performance, as I say, by Paul Kelly and Kev Carmody. She did send me the original link earlier, but it's got no video, and it's just a lyric video, and I prefer to do live, you know? So that's what we're going to do. She's given me the go-ahead for that. And then we're going to have a look at, what's his name? Ziggy Ramo? Is it Ziggy Ramo or Ziggy? I hate getting people's names wrong. Have you noticed? Ziggy Ramo or Ziggy Ramo doing the same song. And Paul Kelly apparently gave him permission to cover this song. It's different lyrics, but the same song. So, welcome to the channel if this is your first time here. I hope you enjoy the content. If you, like Debbie, would like to make a request and ensure that it gets done, the link to PayPal is in the description. That's the way to do it. And if you would like access to early releases, blocked content, and exclusive other content that you won't find on YouTube or any other platform, Patreon is £1 a month, guys. £1. That is it. You get all of the perks for £1. So just go and do it. What can you get that costs £1 a month these days? It's an absolute bargain. Why wouldn't you? Go and do it. I'll even wait. No, I'm joking. Let's get into it. Without further ado, let's go.
Maybe you'll be fine. Maybe you'll be fine too. Just don't.
It's a great privilege and an honour to be here to celebrate the legacy of this old man. We always felt he was a comrade in our camp. So I feel it's a celebration. So if you want to sing along to this, you will not be removed by security.
Gather round, people, I'll tell you a story, an 8-year-long story of power and pride. British Lord Vydster and Vincent Lingiari were opposite men on opposite sides.
Vydster was fat, honey and muscle. Beef was his business, broad was his door. Vincent was lean, spoke very little. He had no bank balance, hard dirt was his floor. From little things, big things grow. From little things, big things grow.
Gurindji were working for nothing but rations, but once they had gathered the wealth of the land, daily the pressure got tighter and tighter. Gurindji decided they must make a stand.
Okay, this is beautiful. I don't want to stop, but I have to. If you've seen my recent video, I have to stop sometimes, and I hate it. But I do have to. Anyway, Paul Kelly's voice reminds me a lot of a guy called Rodriguez. I don't know if you know him or if you've ever heard of him. There's definitely a similarity there. Anyway, let's just carry on because I don't want to interrupt the flow too much.
The pressure got tighter and tighter. Gurindji decided they must make a stand.
They picked up their swag, started off walking at what he did. Sat themselves down. Now it don't sound like much. Sure got tongues talking. Back at the homestead, then in the town.
From little things, things, big things grow.
County up from
Little things, big things grow. Then Vydster man said, I'll double your wages. 7 quid a week you have in your hand. Vincent said, we're not talking about wages. We're staying right here till we get our land.
Vydster man roared, Vydster man thundered. You don't stand a chance of a cinder in snow. Big city we fall, others are rising from
Little things, big things grow.
Wow, what a powerful song.
Little things, big things grow. Then Vincent Ligari.
Okay, I'm going to go back. So when he said, saying that this guy's going to raise the wage, but they don't want to raise a wage raise, they want the land. So I'm assuming this is about stolen land that some guy took, then tried to employ the people whose land it was. I mean, what an insult. What an insult. It's like, I'll raise your wages. It's like, can you imagine someone stealing your house and then getting you to work as a cleaner and saying, no, it's okay, I'll pay you a bit more. I'll pay you a bit more. And be like, are you kidding me? This is my house. Get out. That's what it sounds like. Anyway, let's crack on.
Then Vincent Ligari boarded an aeroplane and landed in Sydney, great big city of lights. And daily he went round, softly speaking his story to all kinds of men from all walks of life.
Vincent sat down with them big politicians. This affair, they told him, it's a matter of state. Let us sort it out. Your people are hungry. Vincent said, no thanks. We know how to wait.
From little things, big things grow. 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 Then Vincent Ligari returned in an airplane and back to his country once more to sit down. And he told his people, let the stars keep on turning. We got friends in the south, in the cities and towns.
Eight years went by, 8 long years away. One day a tall stranger appeared in the land. And he came with lawyers, came with great ceremony. Through Vincent's fingers, poured that handful of sand.
From little things, big things grow. 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 That was the story of Vincent Ligari. But this is the story of something much more.
How power and privilege don't move a people to know where they stand. They stand in their law.
From little things, big things grow. 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 From little things, big things grow.
From little grow. Our spirit walks with you.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, what a song. So much to unpick, but just beautifully told. The story was beautifully told through that song. So, in the first verse, it talks about this character called Lord Vesti, British Lord Vesti. Now, I don't know who Lord Vesti is, but this is clearly the man who commandeered this land, or let's be real, stole this land, and put these Gurindji people to work for rations, I think it says initially. And Vincent Lingari, as I know from what Debbie told me, is a First Nation leader, and it talks about how they're very opposing people. He was a softly spoken, quiet man, clearly humble, a poor man, and then it comes to the chorus, and it says, "From little things, big things grow," which is so simple, but it's just such a beautiful line, and it's so true. It actually reminds me of a quote from Reuben Hurricane Carter, and it's in my favourite film, The Hurricane. Denzel Washington plays Reuben, and the quote is, "He who bemoans the lack of opportunity forgets that often small doors open into big rooms." And so it's kind of the same thing, from little things, big things grow, and it's true. Anyway, so in this case, it seems what the little thing was a walk-off. That was their protest. They walked off this land where they were, working for nothing. And Vincent Lingari flies off to somewhere. I didn't quite catch that. You're going to have to... I'm really rubbish at absorbing lyrics. I had to work super hard, which is why I didn't stop a whole bunch in this, because I don't really hear lyrics the first time I hear a song. I usually listen to the music, but it made it much more easier for me that the instrumentation was quite simple on this. Anyway, so he flies off to somewhere, and he tells his tale to... He tells the story of what's happening to all kinds of different people, to politicians, and then he flies back to the land and sits down with the people, tells them what he's done, and after 8 years, I think it was, a lawyer shows up, and then it says, was it dirt or sand fell through Vincent's hand? I'm not entirely sure what that means, but it seems like, this tall person came with lawyers and things like that, and so I presume that it was made right, and maybe some land rights were put into place, or maybe they were already in place and this man came to enforce them. If someone can let me know in the comments, that would be great. But wow, what a poignant and powerful song, and what a beautifully written song as well. Anyway, that was amazing. Now let's get into Ziggy's version. It's going to be really interesting to see what he does with it that's different, because the lyrics are different, as Debbie tells me. So anyway, let's get into it. Okay, acknowledgement of country. The Sydney Opera House honours our First Nations by fostering a shared sense of belonging for all Australians. And we acknowledge the Gadigal people, or Gadid. Again, someone tell me how to pronounce that. Although, how can you do that through the comments? I don't know. Anyway, traditions, custodians of the land on which the Opera House stands. Oh, okay. Oh, it features Paul. Okay.
Gather round, people, and I'll tell you a story. 200 years of history that's falsified. British invaders that we remember as heroes. Are you ready to tell the other side? We start our story in 1493 with a piece of paper called the Doctrine of Discovery, invoked by Pope Alexander VI. Without this good Christian, our story don't exist.
From little things, big things grow. From little things, big things grow.
Captain James Cook he boarded a fleet. And he was armed with the doctrine of discovery. The same tactics were used by Columbus. It's how today Australia claims terra nullius. 'Cause on that paper, the Pope did write that you're only human if you've been saved by Christ. And if there are no Christians in sight, the land you stumble on becomes your God-given right.
From little things, big things grow. From
sight, the land did right that you're only human if you've been saved by Christ. And if there are no Christians in sight, the land you stumble on becomes your God-given right.
From
claims terra nullius, discovery. The same tactics were used by Columbus. It's how today Australia claims terra nullius. 'Cause on that paper, the Pope did write that you're only human if you've been saved by Christ.
Right, so on this document, if you're only considered to be a human if you are, saved by Christ. Wow, okay.
And if there are no Christians in sight, the land you stumble on becomes your God-given right.
But if you're Christian, the land. But if there are no Christians in sight, the land you stumble on becomes a God-given right.
From little things, big things grow. From little things, big things grow.
Is that your Lord? 'Cause that's invasion. That's the destruction of 500 nations. The genocide of entire populations, which planted the seeds for the stolen generation and grew into my people's mass incarceration. Now we pass trauma through many generations. The Lord can't discover what already existed. For 200 years, my people have resisted.
Oh, the law can't discover what already exists. And what a powerful visual, standing on top of the Sydney Opera House as well. Obviously the land that is owned by these people.
From little things, big things grow. From little things, big things grow.
The war's continued since Captain James Cook. And this side of history you don't write in your books. You don't want the truth and you don't want to listen. But how can you stomach Australia's contradiction? 'Cause we went to war in 1945. We were allies against a terrible genocide. And I know it's uncomfortable, but the irony I see is that you fall for them, but you don't fight for me.
From little things, big things grow. From little things, big things grow.
Beautiful video. Oh my gosh. Oh. Stunning.
We should move on. Move on to what? I still remember. Have you forgot that Vincent Langari knew others were rising? Gurindji inspired us to keep on fighting. So call it Australia. Go on, call it what you like. I just call it how I see it, and I see genocide. Now that you hear me, can you understand there will never be justice on our stolen land?
From little things, big things grow. From little things, big things grow.
This is the story of so-called Australia, but this is the story of so much more. How power and privilege cannot move my people. We know where we stand. We stand in our law.
From little things, big things grow. 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 From little things, big things grow.
Interesting. As the dirt falls through his fingers.
Since 1991, 441 Indigenous Australians have died in custody. They're casualties of a war that never ended. But we are not yet defeated. Always was, always will be. Sovereignty was never ceded.
What a video. I'm stunned. Wow, that was so powerful. That really made me emotional. And the video the video didn't help. The video was so well done. Well, probably one of the best music videos I've ever seen, actually. Simple but so powerful. Even like the dirt falling through his hands on top of the Sydney Opera House. Obviously, there are lyrics that refer to that in the original lyrics. Now, I've just had to look up two things just so that I've got a better idea. I didn't know what terra nullius was. Basically, it translates to no one's land, empty land, and also the doctrine of discovery. I just wanted to know a little bit more about what that was. And it was like a papal bull, I think it's called, where basically it gave Europeans the right to colonize uncivilized lands and civilize them with Christianity. It's just mental, isn't it? Just to think, like, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Just this pope from some religion that you believe in some other land, have given someone else in some other land the right. You think you the audacity to think that you have the power to tell someone else that they have the right to go and colonize a completely different land. It just boggles the mind, the audacity. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I love the frankness and just the honesty of this song and the lyrics. Just saying, look, you can call it what you want. You can call it Australia. I call it how I see it, and it's genocide. So, you know, read your books or whatever it said, but, you know, this will always be the truth, and there will never be justice in this land. And he said, did he say, it's still happening? It's still happening today? Yeah, so today it's how Australia claims terra nullius, that was it. So are they still using this doctrine of discovery today? Is that what he's saying? They're still using the doctrine of discovery today to claim empty land. Oh, and also at the end, I think he said since 1991, 400 and something Indigenous Australians have been killed in custody. That's crazy. Someone please fill in some blanks for me. I'm sure all of you are going to get in the comments and flesh out what I've picked up from this song. As I say, I'm not very good at picking up lyrics the first time listening to someone, but that's the kind of gist that I got. It's wild. It's wild. And I love how this was sort of telling the other side of the story. From what it sounds like, the the British that invaded and colonized are held up as heroes to this day, if I've understood correctly, which is just crazy. It's crazy. And it makes me realise the ridiculousness of a comment that I got recently. I think on a John Farnham reaction, I asked, somewhat jokingly, obviously, if he had come up singing gospel, because he's got a very soulful voice. Someone was like, we don't believe that rubbish in this country. And I was like, well, not only do I know the stats, like half of the country identifies as Christian. It's about half. I can't remember exactly what the percentage was, but like... After listening to this, you realise quite how ignorant that comment was. I'm like, are you just saying things that you think sound good or that you want to be true just because you don't, you're not a Christian or whatever? Very bizarre comment, but obviously made even more ridiculous by the context of these lyrics. Anyway, that was quite so. Debbie, thank you so much. I love that these are always very intense, very emotional, highly educational, and I'm always a bit nervous with songs like this. And they often... were nearly always the ones that come out of Australia to do with indigenous people, because I have such low knowledge on the subject, and obviously all of my reactions are genuine first-time reactions, and because I know I'm so bad at picking up on lyrics, I feel it makes me nervous, because I'm like, am I going to miss something? Am I going to say something stupid? Well, I'm not so bothered about saying something stupid. I just want to get what you want me to get, So if I've misunderstood anything or missed anything, which I can guarantee you that I have, the comments is the opportunity to do that. I will read all of them and I will meet you down there. Thank you so much in advance. I hope to see you in the next video, guys. And as always, be kind to yourselves, love everyone, and take care. I freaking love you guys.